Behind us is really one of the nation's greatest rivers, one of its most important ecologically, economically, historically, but it's also our country's largest Superfund site. From the 1940s until 1977, General Electric dumped more than a million pounds of polychlorinated biphenyls, that's PCBs, into the Hudson. And we've been fighting for that period for 40 years, all of us here, for a full cleanup. We want to restore this river to its historic majesty and to what it could become once again. So last October, General Electric completed what was its 6th year of dredging on the Upper Hudson River. That was dredging mandated by the United States Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, and concurred back in 2002 by the state of New York. So right now, with dredging largely completed, we are in what's called a 5-year review period by the EPA. The purpose of this 5-year review period is to see whether or not the goals of the original so-called record of decision in 2002, whether those goals have been met. And if those goals have not been met, then EPA must revisit the remedy. So the urgency now is because the EPA appears to be on the doorstep, on the cusp, of declaring mission accomplished. And we're here today to say unequivocally that the job is not yet done. DEC will vigorously participate in the ongoing 5-year review. We will work to ensure that the EPA fulfills its legal obligation to the river and its communities and its millions of people. And if they fail to do so, we will hold them accountable.
We must not snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. We have it within our power to clean the river once and for all, as measured by real science and real data. And we must take on that responsibility. We must not leave that to some future generation, to some future leader. We must do it, and we can do it right now. The EPA has a lot to be proud of in what they've achieved to date, but there is more work to be done. And it is not enough to say that this is the biggest success story in the history of the Superfund program or the most successful cleanup in the history of American environmentalism. Though it is, it must be a true success. It must be a work completed.
And what are we asking? Are we asking some hyperbolistic or unrealistic action? No. We're asking that over these 5 years, that we do not use modeling, that we use data. Data to tell the people the truth, those who are still to this day, like I grew up, eating fish from the Hudson, knowing that the data shows that you did not have to wait a generation and that the fish will be available for this immediate generation. Why must communities of color and those who have strong fishing traditions break with that heritage connection of passing on to their sons and daughters the art of fishing, angling, but living symbiotically with the environment? For most communities of color, this river corridor is their open space. This river corridor is their sacred space. And so we stand in full solidarity with DEC to press EPA to push for a strong data-driven analysis. Thank you.